Hello everyone. Welcome to Lifey Life, how to raise children in Sweden. Did you know that Sweden is the country of the popes? Would you like to know how pregnancy and childbirth take place in this country? And why in Sweden are obstetricians pregnant, and children grow up so independent? Mama.tru publishes a small survey about the country, which in 2016 was recognized as one of the best to raise and educate children. 1. Pregnant without stress. In Sweden, the appearance of a child is an action planned. Swedes give birth closer to 30 years. Children are welcome, but there is no excessive excitement around pregnancy. At week 12, a woman rises to the clinic. It is not practiced here that frequent examinations are carried out if the future mother does not bother. The main thing is that doctors say, walk a lot, go out into nature and not limit yourself in anything. Exception, alcohol and smoking. In a month, a woman spends no more than half an hour on doctors. Swedes are sure, pregnancy is not a disease, but a natural condition. That's why the pregnancy in Sweden is conducted by a midwife, not a gynecologist, as is customary in other countries. 2. Joint delivery. When the day X comes, the couple together come to the hospital. The future mother is allocated a separate room with an additional place for her husband. Each ward has a toilet and a sit-down bath. The atmosphere in the prenatal department is as close as possible to the home. The mothers are offered to relax, light scented candles, turn on quiet music. When the birth begins, the midwife comes. It is she who directs the process. The doctor is present at birth only in case of complications. The second major person in the ward after the midwife is her husband. He supports his wife, fulfills all the instructions of the medical staff and is at his side all the time. 3. Equal responsibility. In Sweden, the popes, along with their mothers, raise children. Out of 480 days of child care leave, the dad spends at least 90 days with the child. And many, much more, 4 or 5 months. If the husband shares a vacation with his wife in half, the state raises the family maternity pay. Swedish dads are great at coping with babies. For the first year and a half, newly minted parents are immersed in children's problems. But it is worth noting that the family does not refuse from its interests. In the cinemas of Stockholm there are special halls where you can come with a baby. The sound there is not very loud, there are tables for swaddling, children can crawl, behave noisily. In restaurants and shopping centers there are special places where you can leave a stroller with a sleeping baby, or playrooms with animators. A changing table is even in the men's toilets. If young parents are impatient to go to the club, they call for a few hours a baby booster. Senior students and students will be happy to sit with a baby for little money. So the birth of a child for the Swedes does not mean the end of a happy and noisy young life. 4. Basic family principles. Respect for the child's personality. In Sweden, it is difficult to find parents who are lisping with children. Here, all communicate on an equal footing, try not to raise their voices. It's out of the question to slap a child for disobedience. Respect for the interests of the child. A child can do anything, if it does not threaten his health. If you want to sit in a puddle, sit, you can even measure its depth, the main thing, do not dive headlong. Traditions. Despite the fact that Swedes are very receptive to everything new, traditions they observe, because they unite the family. Swedes are so fond of going to the whole family at the end of the working week in front of the TV, with something tasty, like chips and pizza, that they even came up with a special word for such meetings. Fredagsmys consists of 2 words that translate into Russian as Friday and cozy. Winter here is very long, so the theme of coziness and domestic gatherings is always relevant. Reading aloud is also one of the good traditions in many Swedish families. There is no one who does not know by heart the stories about the mischievous Carlson and the funny Pippi Longstocking. All the best for children. On what Swedes do not stint, so it's for goods for children. They closely monitor the quality of toys, clothing and care. Swedes prefer local producers. And this is not surprising, because many Swedish companies produce environmentally friendly and reliable things. With regard to hygiene care, most families also trust their. For example, the Swedish brand Libero has been caring for many years about the comfort of moms and kids. By the way, the design for this brand is developed by Swede Caroline Lundhult, mother of 3 children. It creates gentle and colorful drawings that make a product such as a diaper unique. 5. Kindergarten. As soon as the childcare leave ends, the parents go to work, and the baby to the kindergarten. The peculiarity of kindergartens in Sweden is a special atmosphere, as close to home. There is a lot of freedom, the kids play, sculpt, design, often go to the forest and park. There is a small kitchen dining room where children themselves put their own food, choose appliances. Children are not sleeping on beds, but on special mats. In summer, the kids sleep in sleeping bags, in the fresh air. The Swedes are pragmatists. Their children are preparing for adulthood from a young age. Already in the kindergarten they learn a lot from wood and paper, learn to cook on simple recipes. Educators help children develop small motor skills, boys and girls learn how to sew and knit. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for our new content. Click the bell sign to stay in contact with updates from us. Hope seeing you back on Lifey Life.